No matter how good your idea is, no matter how hard you work, if you get this wrong, you will never be successful. And I know this because I lived it firsthand, and it held me back and slowed me down for years in my entrepreneurship journey. Guys, my name is Brett Malinowski, and these videos are kind of geared towards my 18 to 20-year-old self. The goal is to help that person avoid the mistakes that I made or kind of get over some of the hurdles that slowed me down. And then today, I'm talking about the single-handed most important aspect of any business that you create. So when I was creating my first business, I was kind of a one-man band, and it was fun, and I was able to build skills, put myself out there at a very small level. But if you want to grow to any scale, you're going to need a team, and you're going to need people to help you along the way. And so a lot of businesses are typically going to have multiple partners or multiple founders that actually start the business together. And I cannot express how important it is that you make that decision very, very heavily. What I mean by this is that a business partnership, if your idea is successful, could be a lifetime. And this is basically as serious as a marriage, but for your business. And so my biggest problem when I was an earlier entrepreneur, I found some success with my very first business, which was a video business, but I wanted to scale up my team, get more videographers since I had so many jobs coming in, and then even actually start offering ad services and turn into more of a marketing agency. But my problem was I kind of just reached for the people closest to me. And that sounds like the right thing to do, get your friends involved, get some people in your life that you know well, and you guys can start working together. And though that's okay at the very beginning for your a very beginner business, if you're trying to make a very serious business that actually makes real money, like millions of dollars a month, you need to make sure you have A1 top tier people on your team, like absolute killers. And why? Because business is competitive, and a lot of people that I experienced I was working with, I was very passionate. I thought this idea was great. I thought we were all going to be rich. I thought it was going to be a really fun thing that I could do with me and my closest friends around me. But the sad truth was these people didn't have the vision that I had. They didn't have the excitement that I had. And a lot of them had these, I don't know, what we call society's prescriptions that they kind of lived by. They only wanted to work 40 hours a week, which to a lot of people, that's a normal amount, but they viewed like work-life balance. And when you're really young, trying to scale a new business, and that's trying to get your first break in the world, there's no time to take breaks and really slow down. You have to have a killer instinct because business is so competitive and so hard. And when you're young, you don't really have a reputation or a track record to leverage to get more clients. And so you need people around you who are equally committed to the cause, who see the vision. And as much as I try to hype up the people around me or try to motivate them or to get them to see what's possible, it wasn't in them like it was in me. And so I constantly wondered why I was never breaking that $10,000 a month wall. I would hover around $10,000, $15,000 a month. And it just turned out the people that I had on my team, my friends from my high school, my friends from college, someone I knew that was a friend of a friend, they just weren't as driven. Things wouldn't get done. If I wasn't leading the ship, if I wasn't coming up with new ideas, nothing would be innovated. And really it was all on my shoulders for what the business did. And that just is not a way to scale a business and to be successful, because the moment I realized this, I started to reach out to people who actually had results. So I reached out to my friend Brandon. If you guys have watched the channel for a while, you know who that is. I actually reached out to him because he was the only person in my whole life that I knew that actually had another agency himself, and it actually scaled it past $50,000 a month. And he was only at the age of 21. He even had an e-com brand that did really well, and he was the only person that had proven results that I was seeing by following him on his social media. And so when I was ready to start our business Poppin', which is basically a Disney fast pass for bars, pay to skip the line at a popular bar, he was the only person I knew that had proven results behind him. And so I took a leap of faith. I sent him a cold DM, and we ended up hopping on a call that night. I told him the idea. He loved it. We instantly got working on it, and within 3 months we had our MVP. If you don't know what an MVP, it's a minimal viable product. Since that moment, that call with Brandon, for different business ventures, we have actually scaled to well over $100,000 a month in our business over the last year. So it's safe to say that I was working for 2 or 3 years with who was the closest, who was the most convenient to me. And just within 3 months of reaching out to someone who actually had proven results, another go-getter who had it in him like me, we were able to scale to over $100,000 a month. That was basically a 10x in our business's revenue just because I found another A player like myself. So first, you guys have to obviously get to the point where you are an A player and you're watching these videos, you're well on your way. Make sure you're spending at least 3 hours a day just learning anything that you're interested in. I was always self-motivated, intrinsically motivated to learn. I'm a natural learner, and it's something that I actually enjoy doing at this point. But you guys have to make sure you get there and you build a skill. So by the time I was about 24 years old, about a year ago, when this happened, this actually was the point where Brandon had been working on his skills and actually been trying to run an agency. I'd been working on my skills. We started to run an agency, and when we came together, things happened so much more quickly. And guys, this makes sense because if you look at the real world, the corporate executives, the JP Morgans, the Fortune 500 companies, they have people in their company that's full-time job is just be a headhunter and look for talents. At the end of the day, human capital is the most valuable resource. So if you ever find someone in life that has the same mission as you, equally as driven as you, and has proven results behind them, or at least a A-level skill set, you need to do everything you can to either get them to work with you or to work for you. The value of your business is basically just the average of the quality of person in your business. And so if you have a team of 10 people and they're all A players, your business is going to go so much further, so much faster. So I can't express to you guys that that is single-handedly the most important aspect of starting any business, is that you make sure you pick the right partners. I know so many people that made it work. They're at that $50,000, $100,000 a month range, but them and their partners do not get along. It's either buy one out or leave the business in and of itself and go start your own from scratch again. And it's just a very not fun situation to be in, and a not fun conversation that I've had to have multiple times. So if you guys can avoid that pain, if you guys can skip that just by not specifically choosing people that are closest to you and really trying to put effort into getting the best person, you're going to skip so many mistakes that I've ran into, and I think your business is going to be much more successful much more quickly. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. It really does help me. And of course, share this with a friend. If you guys are on this mission together, make sure you guys have the same mindset and you're pushing yourself to learn more on a day-to-day basis. So sharing this video with a friend will really help them open up their perspective. That'd be great if you could do that for me. Lastly, guys, follow me on Instagram if you want to see what I kind of do on a day-to-day basis. It's a good place to watch my stories so you can kind of see what goes on. Other than that, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you in the next one.